When we talk about supervolcanoes, we picture Yellowstone. We picture the steaming geysers, the tourist-filled national park, and the geologic titan we've all been taught to watch, sleeping just beneath the surface. For decades, it's been the poster child for catastrophic power. But on the other side of the world, hidden under the Pacific Ocean, there's a catastrophe that makes Yellowstone look like a minor plumbing issue. The Earth, it turns out, had a secret so massive it rewrites the record books, and until a few years ago, we didn't even know it was there. This is the story of a lost geological empire. This is the story of Apalaki. Forget everything you thought you knew about volcanoes. The largest caldera on Earth was discovered just a few years ago, and it's been hiding in plain sight, sleeping for millions of years beneath the Pacific. But beneath the concrete and the noise of our world, something terrifying is happening in the deep. What happens if this doomsday volcano, the Apalaki caldera, decides to wake up? The answer could change the world as we know it. To understand why this is happening, you have to look at what's under the water, east of the Philippines. For years, scientists have been studying a vast, mysterious undersea plateau known as the Philippine Rise. It's a geological puzzle, an enormous elevated seabed comparable in size to New Zealand. For a long time, its true nature was obscured by the deep waters of the Philippine Sea. But in 2019, that all changed. A team of marine geophysicists, led by Filipina scientist Jenny Ann Barreto, was poring over new, detailed maps of the seafloor. Using a technology called multi-beam bathymetry, think of it as a super advanced sonar, they were able to peel back the water and see the true face of the rise for the very first time. As the maps rendered, an impossible shape began to emerge, a colossal ring. A crater, but on a scale that had never been documented before on this planet. What Barreto and her team had found was a gigantic volcanic caldera. To honor its power, they gave it a fitting name, Apalaki, after the Filipino mythical god of the sun and war. It translates to giant lord. The name was perfect. The world's largest known caldera, a true giant lord of the deep, had finally been found. So, how big is this giant lord? The numbers are staggering. The Apalaki caldera measures 150 kilometers or 93 miles in diameter. Let's put that in perspective. The Yellowstone caldera, the one we all know, measures about 72 by 48 kilometers. Apalaki is more than twice its size. It dwarfs other giants, like the Toba caldera in Indonesia. Finding Apalaki was like discovering a dinosaur twice the size of the largest T-Rex ever recorded. In fact, to find a fair comparison, you have to leave Earth entirely. The scale of the Apalaki caldera is more akin to the colossal volcanoes on Mars, like Olympus Mons. This isn't just a big volcano, it is a feature of planetary scale significance, a monument to the raw power of our world, hidden for millions of years under thousands of meters of water. A structure this massive doesn't just appear. To understand how it was made, we have to travel back in time, around 47 million years ago. This wasn't a typical cone-shaped volcano erupting. Geologists call it a flood basalt event. Imagine vast cracks opening up in the seafloor. From these fissures, for millions of years, unbelievable volumes of lava just poured out. Not in a single violent explosion, but in a relentless pulsing flood, building up the entire Philippine Rise layer by layer. All of it was fed by a hotspot, a plume of superheated material rising from deep within the Earth's mantle. Then, after millions of years of construction, the final cataclysmic act occurred. The vast magma chambers beneath, having disgorged so much material, began to empty. Without the support of the magma, the entire superstructure of the volcano collapsed in on itself. Think of it like the foundation beneath a massive building being instantly removed. The whole thing caves in, leaving a giant circular depression. That is exactly what happened here. It was a process of creation through destruction, leaving a scar that would remain hidden for 45 million years. Now, hearing the term supervolcano immediately conjures images of ash-blackened skies and a global winter. That's the threat posed by a volcano like Yellowstone. But this is where the story of Apalaki takes a crucial turn. It's a different beast entirely. Yellowstone is what's known as a rhyolitic volcano. Its magma is thick, sticky, and full of trapped gas. When it erupts, it's incredibly explosive, like uncorking a champagne bottle that's been shaken for 1,000 years. The result is a planet-altering cloud of ash. Apalaki, on the other hand, is a basaltic shield volcano. Its lava was hotter, runnier, and had less trapped gas. Think more like thick, overflowing honey than exploding champagne. The immense pressure of the several kilometers of ocean water above it would have also helped to suppress explosive activity. Its eruptions were characterized by unimaginably huge but relatively quiet flows of lava. So while Apalaki wasn't the same kind of beast as Yellowstone, it was a beast nonetheless, one that operated on its own monumental scale. The story of Apalaki is a stunning reminder of how much we still have to discover about our own planet. We've mapped distant galaxies, but here, in our own backyard, a structure of this magnitude remained hidden. If you're fascinated by the hidden forces that have shaped our world, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. There is always more to the story. Now we come to the question that's been hanging in the air, the one that seismologists might lose sleep over. What if the giant lord, Apalaki, is not dead but merely sleeping? What if it wakes up? Let's be clear from the start. Geologists and volcanologists state that Apalaki is an extinct volcano. Volcanic activity on the Philippine rise is believed to have ceased tens of millions of years ago. But for the sake of understanding the forces we're dealing with, let's venture into the hypothetical. A reactivated Apalaki wouldn't erupt like Yellowstone. It would likely revert to its old ways, massive flood basalt eruptions on the seafloor. The sheer volume of lava and heat released into the deep ocean could have profound regional effects, altering deep-sea ecosystems and disrupting ocean currents. Could it trigger a mega tsunami? It's less likely. While a massive flank collapse could displace enough water, the more probable scenario of lava flows would be less effective. The pressure of the deep ocean is a powerful container. The primary threat would not be a single wave, but rather the massive, slow-motion reshaping of the seafloor itself. There would be no towering ash cloud to block out the sun. The Doomsday would be a deep-sea event, a geologic drama playing out far from human eyes. After exploring the apocalyptic what-ifs, it's time to return to scientific fact. What is the actual current risk? The answer, according to the scientific consensus, is reassuringly small. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, the authority on the country's volcanoes, has stated unequivocally that Apalaki caldera is not an active volcano and does not pose a threat. The evidence is overwhelming. First, its age. The magma chambers that once fed this giant have long since gone cold and solidified. Second, there are no signs of life. Active volcanoes have a pulse in the form of seismic tremors. They have a breath in the form of gas emissions. They swell and deform. Apalaki shows none of these vital signs. The hotspot that gave it birth has been carried far away by the relentless movement of the Pacific tectonic plate over millions of years. So, while you might see sensational headlines about a doomsday volcano waking up, the scientific reality is far calmer. Apalaki is not a threat to be feared, but a marvel to be studied. The discovery of the Apalaki caldera is a story of modern exploration and ancient power. It shows us that in the 21st century, there are still discoveries that can fundamentally change our map of the world. Hidden beneath the Pacific, a structure of planetary significance lay waiting. Apalaki is not a monster waiting to destroy us. It is a relic, a geological ghost, a silent giant that reminds us of the incredible forces that built the very ground beneath our feet. And it leaves us with one final, awe-inspiring question. What else is down there, hiding in the dark, waiting to be discovered? There is always more to the story. Thanks for joining us on this journey to the bottom of the Philippine Sea. If you learned something new today, leave a like and let me know in the comments what you think is the most mind-blowing fact about the Apalaki caldera. For more explorations into the incredible and unknown corners of our world, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you on the next expedition.